Howdy, y'all. Just slide back here. Just been having a really nice weekend, and started off with I guess the first toss in the international craft station tournament thing, and watched that a couple of times, and I thought, probably would be interesting. It might be interesting, let's put it that way. It might be interesting for some people to see the way I was gripping the dice for that particular toss that I did in the tournament thing. I'm sure it's not going to be interest to a lot of people, but it might be of interest to some. So basically, what I was using is a pinch grip, an overhand pinch grip, and the pinch is on those two sides there, okay? Whereas most grips that you think of or might have use a pinch in that manner. Okay, so you're pinching the seam there to hold the dice together in a in a brick shape. Whereas with this particular overhand pinch grip, you're using the thumb and one other finger, whichever finger is the most comfortable. You could be this one, it could be that one, it could be the one that's on there, or the little finger, to hold those two dice together in that brick shape. Okay, and with this particular grip, when you let it go, okay, I'm trying to stand up there so I'm standing not really where I would stand, but hopefully you'll be able to see this. Okay, so I've got a little bit of an angle. See that? You notice, see that O, the shape in here? That's a really critical shape when you're tossing dice. See, there it is again. To me, it's the tips of the fingers and the tip of the thumb and the hand making a transfer of energy, if you will, to that shape. Okay, it's two dice, but when you put them together or glue them together, it's a brick shape. Okay, so two cubes become a brick. Unless I knocked all my stuff over there out of whack. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make right here is not a point. It's not a point at all. I'm just trying to show you this particular grip. Now, again, I'm a right-hander. This grip works really well when you're shooting from your unnatural side. Okay, so if a right-hander, right-hand side is unnatural for me. If you're a left-hander, left hand is unnatural for you. And that's because if you're right-handed, you want to shoot across your body. If your shoulders are like this, you want to be shooting across that. Same with, like, say if you were playing baseball, you want to go across. It's a similar sort of thing, or golf. But when you have to be at the other position on the table, or say the batter's box, or the tee box, whatever, and you're shooting from, you have to shoot from that unnatural spot. It's good to find a way to grab those dice that gives you a good grip and hold on them as a a brick rather than two separate cubes, and toss them in the way that they come, you're able to release them so that they come through the air, so that they come through the air as one solid thing. So they come through the air as if they were glued together. I'm going to make a big assumption that this particular video might be more meaningful to folks who are just learning how to do this, or just at the beginning phases of their dice setting journey, if you will. All right, so let's just throw a few. I'm going to use a hardware set. We put 5s on top, 4s facing the back wall, 3s facing the far wall. This is exactly what I was doing the other day in that tournament, like throwing from exactly the same spot. So see if I can get anywhere close to the same results. There's a hard 8. I'll bring it back. It's 4 and 4. Let's see. I think you can, yeah, 4. Okay, so 8. Let's do a little betting. I got a bet out here on the pass line. All right, so I got an 8. I like 3 bets, but I also like to hedge that first one with a counter. Trying to get, I like, if I can, wherever I'm playing, if I can find stuff on the table that's lines going in the right direction, I try to get the fingers on grabbing this side, with this grip on this side, I try to find, something I can get in linear correlation with, sort of line up, if you will. Hey, look at that. It's the 6-2 variety, but it's the same one. Oh, it's the 8. All right. Coming out. Same shooter, same direction. Just throw a few here. If you have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments. There's another 8. 6-2. He's there. Had a gentleman the other day responding to one of my test videos on the tournament. I was just demonstrating, how I was going to do it. I kind of put that out to sort of help, to assist or help folks understand what the format was. And this guy, I don't know if he'll ever pop up again on my channel. If he does, hey, God bless you, welcome back. But, he wanted to say, oh, hey, what's your set? What's your this? What's your that? And, he's all like angry that he really, I went, wow. Okay, well, hey, I wasn't trying to say anything particular. I didn't, or anything like that. I was just doing a demo for folks that might be interested in the tournament. Okay, so here we go. So we're looking for an 8. We're coming out. And there's a 9. 6-3. That goes over there. All right, so we'll take some of this profit. And let's just go ahead and place that 6. All right, so we got 3 bets in action. That's kind of my preferred strategy. There's, you know, jillions and jillions of strategies. My preferred strategy over the, you know, more than 40 years that I've been playing this game. I really don't like doing much more than 3 bets. I do it, but occasionally, but not. Oh, come on, give me some luck. There's a 5. So of course I hit another one with no action. All right, focus. Looking for the 8. 8, 8, 8. Looking for that 8. There's a 6. Here's the 6. The 8 was over there, but there's the 6. Okay, so here's what I like to do on this. I got this from what's his name? Patrick, yeah, his books. Okay, what you do, you hit it, you regress it, and if you hit it again, then you press it. Because that's you're bringing money back in, right? And even, you know, if something bad happens right now, you always want to bring some money in on each hit, right? Rather than just you know, keeping it all back on the table. Okay. All right. 6. Excuse me. 5. 5, 5, 5. 4, 1, 5. No action. There's another 5. That tells me money needs to be on the 5. See what happens. Oof. Pressure on myself. Decent toss, hard 6. Because I moved that over here, I'm going to collect that one. I sort of violated my thing, but I just have too many of those 5s. Let's see what happens the next one. Not changing the set. the 5. There it is. Not the 4-1 that kept showing up, but there it is. There's the 5. Okay. Let's press both of those and bring a little something back. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. All right. Couple more. Couple more. There's 10. A little bit of rollout on that I didn't like, but no problem. Just a number that wasn't covered. Decent toss, and it's the 7 out. I had a feeling. Okay, well, it's all right. That's the idea of it, and that's just the grind. That's the way you do it, right? Oof. 105 left behind. I probably, if we add it all up, dropped a book or two on that hand, but that's all right because we're in the game. We dropped, I think about this, probably 20 bucks maybe. I'm down, okay? That's not a problem. We can recover from that because we kept bringing some money back each time we made a hit. And, you know, stay in the game. Rather than get wiped out by just pressing. All right, so again, just to rehash, that was the betting portion of it, but the grip portion is, that's the pinch grip, keeping the dice in a brick shape. You utilize these 2 fingers here in the front, not so much to guide the dice, but just to get them into that right shape. The release, those 2 fingers on the front here are they're just sitting there. There's all the pressure is coming from the thumb and the ring finger. That's where it's coming from. And as you can see, the toss is just a forward, and you just sort of doing that. And I'm exaggerating, but that's as you do. You're just releasing that pressure coming in from the sides. And you get a really, when you stay, you get focused and you're doing it right, you get a nice, there's a beautiful single pitch. You get good on-axis results. I personally, from this spot on my table, like the hardway set for this. I could change that thought based on the table and so forth. Again, who was it? Ed Rolderwin says each surface that you play on it has its own fingerprint and its own characteristics. That is the truest statement ever spoken about dice control. So you need to understand your surface that you're landing on, and that's going to determine the set. many times. That was a decent toss. We got 8. That was that one double pitch, and that one came off axis. And when we say, you know, on axis, off axis, we're referring to is the result when the dice stop moving. What we're not referring to is that the dice moved in some manner of perfection down to the other end of the table, came up, hit the back wall, and came back. And in other words, that they flew exactly like this and came back like that. That is not what we're referring to when we, you know, in the result. Well, the result just happened. I mean, I talked about it. When they hit that wall, and when they hit this tape, I mean, they can be coming down really nice like this. As soon as they hit here, they can start going like this. So you see how that? And those axes get all cattywankle until they come back and then land again. All we're talking about when we say off axis, on axis, blah, 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 is the result. Because, I mean, you know, all bets are off. Once those dice hit the damn table, the axis starts going crazy. I don't have my little thing, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But like, for example, okay, so it starts off on an axis like this, both of them together on the same axis. The axis is, you know, going through. But once they hit the table, they start going like this. So now that axis, instead of, you know, being straight like this, now it's like this, you know. So it's controlled chaos. It's controlled chaos. And when you understand, when you know that it's controlled chaos, all you're trying to do is get them down there as organized and in sync with each other as possible, and hope that you can, again, the result is a controlled chaos. And there's a 7. And that was actually a really, see, okay, so they stayed on axis. Let's talk about that. That stayed on axis, okay? Go like that. This one was, that's the way that one started. Excuse me, it started that way. All right. That 2 was on the bottom down there when it started. So this one double pitched. If they stay on a 6-1 axis all the way through, one of them double pitches and the other one stays on, it's going to be a 7 every time. There's no way to avoid that. Same way as if that one had come, one of them had come off axis, that would not be a 7. If that one had come off axis, or like that, it would not have been a 7. So when you know those sorts of things, you can begin to say, all right, well, if I throw them so that I get them down there, and then when they hit, they're going to maybe go this way a little bit, or they're going to go this way a little bit, or they're just going to hit and then come back this way a little bit, as minimal as possible, then you've got, what you're attempting then is to influence / control the result. And that's really all you can hope for. But if your mechanics are repetitive enough and your landing zone is repetitive enough, you can oftentimes, or often enough, influence the result, the way the 2 faces that end up on top when the dice stop moving. And you know, trust me, it takes a lot of study, watching, tossing, experimenting to get to the point where you can actually influence to a degree, control the chaos to a degree, and minimize the occurrence of the sound. This is a 4. How many minutes have we gone here? 25 minutes. I'm sure that's way beyond most people's attention span. So we'll stop. Hope that was useful, interesting. If not, or if it was, please do me a favor. Let me know. Just say something in the comments. Hey, liked the video, didn't like it, hated it. Talk louder. Whatever it might happen to be, because that helps to understand whether what I'm doing is helping anybody or not. Because trust me, I've got other things to do. I enjoy doing videos. It's kind of fun. I love throwing dice. That's a tremendous amount of fun, and I even more so love going to casinos and playing. But if this video was at all useful to you, let me know. I would appreciate it. So stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Remember, luck has got very little to do with it. All the best. Keep it frosty. Let it slide out.